If you want the PDF of this particular lecture, I have provided a link in the description box. You can go and download it. If you like the video, then please do like, share and subscribe to our channel Chemistry Minds. Hello students. Today we are going to study a very important topic, that is the relation between vapor density and degree of dissociation. So in the previous lecture we completed the degree of dissociation. What is the degree of dissociation? It is the number of moles dissociated per each mole of the reactant. That is the number of moles dissociated divided by number of moles initially taken. That is called degree of dissociation. Now, in this today's lecture, we have to derive the relation between vapor density and degree of dissociation. Okay, before going to derive the relation, first of all, what is the definition of a vapor density? What is the definition of a vapor density? Vapor density, it is defined for only gaseous substance. It is defined for whom? Only gaseous substance. That is, it is the ratio between density of a gas. It is the ratio between the density of a gas to that of density of hydrogen gas. Density of hydrogen gas at same temperature and pressure. Same temperature and pressure. This is the definition of vapor density. What is the definition of a vapor density? It is a ratio between the density of any gas with respect to the density of hydrogen gas at same temperature and pressure. This is very important. Temperature, pressure of both the gases must be same. Are you getting my point? Now here, how to calculate the density? We know from ideal gas equation. From ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to what? nRT. So here PV, number of moles, nothing but the weight upon molecular weight, okay, into R into T. Now here what I am writing, P into cross multiplication molecular weight is equal to weight divided by volume into R into T. Do you know weight upon volume is called density? Yes. P into M is equal to D into R into T. From here, D is equal to Pm by RT. So this is the relation between the density of a ideal gas and its pressure or temperature, molar mass. Okay. Now here, now come to what is the definition of a vapor density? Density of any gas divided by density of hydrogen gas at the same temperature. Okay. Now here, vapor density, density of any gas, nothing but pressure of the gas, molecular weight of the gas divided by RT, whole divided by density of hydrogen gas, pressure of hydrogen gas and molecular weight of the hydrogen gas. Do you know what is the molecular weight of hydrogen gas? 2, whole divided by RT. In both the cases, what happens? Same temperature and same pressure. Temperature gets cancelled. R is a gas constant, itself is a gas constant, so it is also cancelled. So finally, vapor density will be equal to molecular weight upon 2. Molecular weight upon 2. This is a very useful relation between the vapor density and molar mass, relation between the vapor density and molar mass. Okay, now vapor density is equal to molecular weight divided by what? 2. Or shall I write molecular weight is equal to 2 times of the vapor density? Yes, 2 times of the vapor density. This is a very useful relation. Okay, molecular weight and vapor density. Okay, vapor density molecular weight relation. Now come to a general equation. I am taking A equilibrium N B. A decomposes to give n moles of B. Okay, now here let's suppose I am taking 1 mole of reactant. Okay, number of moles of product initially 0. Now at a time interval, that is the when system attain the equilibrium time, let's suppose here alpha moles dissociated, the remaining moles become 1 minus alpha. Here alpha moles will be formed. Now the stoichiometry will be n. 1 mole of A will give n moles of B. Alpha moles of A will give alpha into n or n into alpha moles of B. This is very important. Are you getting my point? Now here the n value should be greater than 1. This is very important condition. N value should be greater than 1. Okay, now here at equilibrium how many total number of moles will be present? 1 minus alpha moles reactant will be present, plus alpha into n moles of products will be present. So total number of moles will be 1 plus alpha into n minus 1. What is alpha? Degree of dissociation. In the previous lecture, if you have any doubt, in the last video, just watch the last video and see what is the definition of degree of dissociation and how to calculate the degree of dissociation. Are you getting my point? Now here what I am doing, I am applying the law of conservation of mass, that is the mass conservation. That is, initially how much of the mass of the reactant is taken. After attaining the equilibrium also the same mass of the substances will be present, but at equilibrium both reactants and products will be present. Initially we are starting only from reactant. Are you getting my point? But when equilibrium attained, we have both reactants as well as products. Okay, now from the mass conservation, what I am writing, initial mass will be equal to mass at equilibrium. Mass neither can be created nor can be destroyed. It can be transferred from one form to another form. That is the law of conservation of mass. Now here what I am doing, I am using the mass conservation. Initial mass means how to calculate the mass. Do you know how to find the number of moles? Number of moles is equal to given mass upon molar mass. Yes or no? Given mass upon molar mass. From here, how to find the mass? Number of moles multiplied by molar mass. Okay, now initially only 1 mole of a reactant is there. The molar mass of a reactant, let's suppose molecular weight initial means only reactant. Remember, here I am writing in bracket only reactants. Initially we have in the container only reactant. Mass at equilibrium means both reactants and products. This is very important. Okay, now here initially 1 mole of a reactant is there, and whose molar mass, let's suppose capital M, initial molar mass will be equal to, what is the number of moles at equilibrium? 1 plus alpha into n minus 1, okay, into what is the molar mass at equilibrium? M mixture. Why I am writing the mixture? Because at equilibrium reactants will be present and also products will be present. That's why I am using the word mixture. Okay, now from here 1 plus alpha into n minus 1 is equal to molecular weight initial, that is the reactant, whole divided by molecular weight of the mixture, that is the average molecular weight, indirectly mixture molar mass. Okay, from here I want to calculate the alpha value. Alpha into n minus 1 is equal to, bring the 1 to the right side and take the LCM, so you will get M initial minus M mixture whole divided by M mixture. Okay, now I want to calculate the alpha value. So alpha is equal to what I am writing? Molecular weight initial minus molecular weight mixture whole divided by n minus 1 into molecular weight of the mixture. So this is a very, very important relation between the degree of dissociation and molar mass. Degree of dissociation and molar mass. Are you getting my point? Now here molecular weight initial is also referred as the theoretical molecular weight or calculated molecular weight. Are you getting my point? Now M mixture is also referred as a observed molecular weight or experimental molecular weight. Terminology, okay, different terminology will be used in the question. Okay, this molecular weight initial and molecular weight mixture, this molecular weight mixture is also called abnormal molecular weight. This is also called normal molecular weight. Are you getting my point? Now here, do you know molecular weight is equal to 2 into vapor density? How? In the above expression I derive the relation between the molar mass versus vapor density. Instead of molecular weight, shall I write the vapor density 2 into, so molecular weight directly proportional to shall I write vapor density? Yes. Okay, now instead of molar mass I am taking the vapor density initial minus vapor density mixture whole divided by vapor density mixture multiplied by n minus 1. So this is the relation between degree of dissociation and vapor density. What is the capital D? This is the initial vapor density. What is the small d? Vapor density at equilibrium. Now the important thing is the n value. Here n is equal to N is equal to number of moles of gas products produced from 1 mole gas reactants. From the 1 mole of a gaseous reactants, how many moles of the gaseous products will be obtained? This is the N value. Here, just now I told you N value should be always greater than 1. Okay. How to find the N value? N value will be equal to sum of stoichiometric coefficients of gas products by stoichiometry coefficient of gaseous reactants. Okay, let's suppose we have different examples. Let's suppose I have PCl5 decomposition. How the PCl5 decomposes? As a PCl3 and a Cl2. Now what is the N value here? Now how many moles of gaseous products are obtaining? 2 moles. The sum of the stoichiometry 1 plus 1, 2, divided by stoichiometric coefficient of the reactant, that is 1. So 2 by 1 is equal to 2. Okay. Let's suppose I have ammonia decomposition. When ammonia decomposes to give dinitrogen and dihydrogen. Okay. Let's suppose this is the equation given to you. What is the N value? Sum of the stoichiometry of the products 1 plus 3, 4, divided by reactant stoichiometry 2. So here the 2 moles. N is equal to 2. Are you getting my point? 2 moles of, here how many moles actually? 2 moles of reactant. Here how many moles of products will be obtained? 4 moles. 2 moles will give 4 moles. Then 1 mole give 2 moles. Then 1 mole give 2 moles. Are you getting my point? Next to 2SO3 decomposes to give 2SO2 plus O2. Let's suppose all are gaseous species. Now here also 2 mole of SO3 will give how many moles of gaseous products? 3 moles. From 1 mole of a substance will give how many moles? 1.5 moles. How? 3 upon 2. 3 by 2. That is the 1 by 2 value. Are you getting my point? So this is the calculation of N value. Because N value is not given in the question, only in the question it is given example. With the help of example we have to identify the what is the N value. Okay. One more example I am taking here. N2O4 equilibrium 2NO2. 1 mole of a gaseous reactant will giving how many moles of gaseous products? 2 moles. That means directly N value, shall I write N is equal to 2 here? N is equal to 2. Okay. Now next here alpha is equal to capital D minus small d by small d into n minus 1. Now what I am doing here, alpha is equal to, I am writing capital, I am writing 1 upon n minus 1 into capital D by small d minus small d gets cancelled, 1 upon n minus 1. 1 upon n minus 1. Okay. Now if you see this expression, is it in the form of y is equal to mx minus c? Y is equal to mx minus c. Okay. Y is equal to mx minus c expression. Okay. If you draw a graph, this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis, this is the origin point, this is the positive x-axis, this is the positive y-axis, and this will be the negative y axis. Okay, now y is equal to mx minus c. That means there is a negative intercept. There is a negative intercept. So I am taking the straight line like this. Okay, now this is the y is equal to mx minus c graph. Okay, from this graph what I concluded, here, on the y-axis I am taking alpha, on the x-axis I am taking capital D by small d. This is the point to A. Okay, this is the point to B. Now this is the slope theta. Slope theta is equal to m is equal to tan theta. Okay, now here what is the slope of the straight line here? 1 upon n minus 1, because this is the slope 1 upon n minus 1. Now what is the intercept here? 1 upon n minus 1. So this is the intercept, that is 1 upon n minus 1. 1 upon n minus 1. Now at point capital A, at a point capital A, if you see on the x-axis, alpha value 0, because on the x-axis y value 0. What is the y value? Alpha. So alpha become what? 0. When alpha becomes 0, then what is the capital D by small d? That is equal to 1. Capital D by small d value equal to what? 1. Are you getting my point? Now here there is one example given here, one problem given here. For the decomposition of PCl3 to give PCl3Cl2 in the gas phase, if the density D is the observed density, okay, and capital D is the theoretical vapor density, that means this is the density at equilibrium, this is the initial density, okay, alpha is the degree of dissociation. Now the graph plotted between d by d versus alpha taken on the y-axis, capital D by small d taken on the x-axis. The straight line should be y is equal to what? Mx minus c. So what is the y is equal to mx minus c in the 4 options? First option, because the graph given in the above, this is the graph and this is the first graph. This is the first graph. Are you getting my point? So this is the relation between the vapor density versus degree of dissociation. Okay, now come to some problems given here. How to calculate? Before going to this, now I am deriving some another relation, the relation between the degree of association. Degree of what? Association. Now degree of association, to calculate, that is also known as polymerization. This is also known as what? Polymerization. In this polymerization, what happens? In this polymerization reaction, it is known as simply association. What? Association. Okay, here let's suppose small n moles of capital A undergo polymerization to give AN. Here the condition is n value should be either greater than or equal to 2. This is the condition. If n value 2, dimer, n value 3, trimer, n value 4, tetramer, if the n value very large value, polymer. Okay, now here also initially we have 1 mole of a reactant, no product. When system attain the equilibrium, let's suppose alpha mole decomposes, alpha moles not decomposes, alpha moles associated. Okay, now here how many moles will be formed here? Alpha by n. How? When n moles associated, 1 mole of the species will be formed. Here 1 mole, n mole will give 1 mole of the species. Then alpha moles will give how many moles of the species? Product alpha by n. Are you getting my point? Now here what is the n total number of moles at equilibrium will be equal to 1 minus alpha plus alpha by n. Here I am taking the alpha as a common, so that 1 by n minus 1. Okay, here also apply the mass conservation. Apply the principle of what? Mass conservation. Now according to mass conservation, whatever the initial mass will be present will be equal to the mass at equilibrium. Initially 1 mole I am taking. What is the molar mass? Let's suppose m initial. Now here 1 plus alpha into 1 by n minus 1 moles at equilibrium into molar mass of the mixture. Molar mass of the mixture. Okay, from here shall I write alpha is equal to directly molecular weight one plus alpha into 1 by n minus 1 is equal to molecular weight initial whole divided by molecular weight mixture. Okay, from here alpha into 1 by n minus 1 is equal to m initial minus m mixture whole divided by m mixture. Okay, now alpha is equal to, directly I am writing molecular weight initial minus molecular weight mixture whole divided by molecular weight of the mixture into 1 by n minus 1. 1 by n minus 1. This is in case of polymerization. This is in case of what? Polymerization. Okay, now or we can write in terms of vapor density. Initial vapor density capital D minus vapor density at equilibrium, that is a small d, whole divided by vapor density of the at equilibrium, that is a mixture small d, multiplied by 1 by n minus 1. Remember n value should be always greater than or equal to 2. Okay, now we have some problems regarding the vapor density and degree of dissociation. What is the first sum given here? The vapor density of the equilibrium mixture N2O4 and NO2. So there is a equilibrium given to you. So first of all I am writing the equilibrium N2O4 equilibrium 2NO2. Okay, now here at a certain temperature the vapor density given to you how much? 30. Okay, now what is the initial vapor density? We don't know. So but initial molecular weight we know. What is the initial molecular weight? Is equal to initial only N2O4 will be present. What is the molecular weight of N2O4? What is the molecular weight of N2O4? 92, because nitrogen atomic mass 14, oxygen atomic mass 16. Okay, now what is the molecular weight here? 92. Do you know what is the vapor density? Capital D is equal to half of the molecular weight, that is called 46. Now in the question, small d given, that is the equilibrium vapor density given how much? 30. And what is the n value? Number of moles of product obtained from the 1 mole of the reactant, that is the 2 moles. So capital D we know, small d we know, and small n value we know, from which we can calculate alpha. Yes, alpha is equal to capital D minus small d whole divided by small d into n minus 1. This is a very, very important formula. So we have to remember this formula. Okay. In JW point of view, NEET point of view, directly question given on the formula base. Okay. Now here 46 initial vapor density, 30 equilibrium vapor density whole divided by 30 equilibrium vapor density 2 minus 1. After solving this, you have the answer 0.533. Okay, if you want to convert into percentage, 53.3 percentage of degree of dissociation. Okay, now second problem you have PCl5 how much decomposes? 80%. That means alpha already given to you 80%. 80% means 80 by 100. That means 0.8. Remember, alpha maximum value 1. Alpha maximum value 1. Now, what is the vapor density at equilibrium? That is the small d is asking. Okay. What is the molecular weight of initial molecular weight of PCl5? Do you know phosphorus atomic weight is 31? Chlorine atomic weight is 35.5. So if you see the total molar mass 208.5. Now what is the vapor density? Capital D, half of the molar mass. Molar mass 208.5 whole divided by 2, which will be 104.25. Now the question is small d. Now one more important thing, 1 mole of a reactant PCl5 will produce how many moles of products? 2. So small n value here 2. Okay, from the expression alpha is equal to capital D minus small d whole divided by small d multiplied by n minus 1. From this expression, alpha, capital D, small d and small n. There are total 4 variables. Out of the 4 variables, if any 3 variables we know, we can find the 4th variable. Yes, we can find the 4th variable. Alpha value 0.8, capital D 104.25 minus small d value to be calculated whole divided by small d into 2 minus 1. If you solve this one, you will get the vapor density at equilibrium, which is 57.91. Okay, now come to next third problem. In this third problem, N2O3 decomposes to give NO and NO2. Okay, now here the vapor density of equilibrium mixture is given 23.75. Equilibrium vapor density given to you. Initial vapor density can you find? Yes. How? With the help of the molar mass. Now here, what is the initial molecular weight of the reactant N2O3? Nitrogen atomic weight 14, oxygen atomic weight is 16. So from which we can find the molar mass of N2O3, that is the 76. Okay. Now here, initial vapor density. What is the initial vapor density? Capital D, half of the molar mass, that is the 38. 76 by 2, that is the 38. Okay. Now what is the alpha, what is the vapor density given at equilibrium? Vapor density at equilibrium vapor density given in the question is how much? 23.75. Now 1 mole of a reactant will give how many moles of the products? 2 moles. So N value 2. Remember, N value always consider from the 1 mole of a reactant how many moles of products will be obtained. Okay. Now alpha is equal to capital D minus small d by small d into N minus 1. Capital D value 38, small d value 23.75 whole divided by 23.75 into 2 minus 1 is 1. So if you solving this one, you will get the alpha value 0.6. Now the question is calculate the percentage mass of N2O3 at equilibrium. In the equilibrium mixture, we have to calculate the mass percentage. Now here what I am writing, N2O3 when decomposes, it give NO plus NO2 gases. Are you getting my point? Now here initially we have to start with 1 mole. At equilibrium, let's suppose alpha mole decomposes, so alpha mole will form. Okay. Now we know what is the alpha value? 0.6. So here the 0.6, here the 0.6, 1 minus 0.6 will be the 0.4. This is the number of moles. Now can you convert the number of moles into mass? Yes. How? By multiplying the molar mass with the number of moles. 0.4 moles into its molar mass 76 grams, 0.6 into its molar mass 30, 0.6 into its molar mass 46. Okay, this will be equal to 30.4 grams, this will be equal to 18 grams, and this will be equal to 27.6 grams. If you have any doubt, you see the mass conservation. Total mass, if you add 30.4 plus 18 plus 27.6, you will get 76 grams. This is the law of conservation of the mass. Mass at initial 76 grams, mass at equilibrium also sum of the 30.4 18 plus 27.6. Okay. Now the question, which mass percentage in the question asking? Mass percentage of what? N2O3. That means mass percentage of N2O3. Mass percentage of N2O3. I am writing here. Mass percentage of N2O3 is equal to its mass at equilibrium 30.4 whole divided by total mass at equilibrium, that is the 76. Percentage means into 100. 30.4 by 76 means 0.4 into 100. So that is the 40%. The answer is what? 40% of N2O3 mass. 40% means option number 3. Okay. One more last question we have in the today's lecture. N2O4 equilibrium 2NO2 in the gaseous reaction. NO2 is 20% of the total volume at equilibrium. Here the volume of NO2 given to you. Okay. Now the question is, calculate the vapor density, calculate the abnormal molecular. What is the abnormal molecular weight at equilibrium? Okay. And the degree of dissociation, percentage of degree of the dissociation. Okay. Now first of all, write the equilibrium reaction. N2O4 equilibrium 2NO2. Okay. Now let's suppose I am taking 1 mole of a reactant at equilibrium time interval. Let's suppose alpha mole decomposes. Here 2 alpha moles will be formed. Okay. Now here volume directly proportional to number of moles according to Avogadro's hypothesis. So in the question, percentage by volume given, shall I take the percentage by moles? Yes. Okay. Now, what is the percentage by volume given in the question? NO2. How much percentage given here? 20% is given. So, here, what is the number of moles of NO2? 2 alpha. Whole divided by total moles 1 plus alpha. How? 1 minus alpha plus 2 alpha. That is the 1 plus alpha. Are you getting my point? Into 100 is equal to 20%. Are you getting my point? This is the mole percentage. Why I am taking the moles? Because volume and moles directly proportional at the constant temperature and pressure. Are you getting my point? Now from here, if you solve the alpha value will be 1 by 9, which is equal to 0.11 or 111, which is in terms of percentage 11.1%. This is the question number 3, that is the dissociation, degree of dissociation 11.1%. Okay, now come to first problem. What is the first problem here? Vapor density. We know alpha is equal to capital D minus small d divided by small d into n minus 1. Okay, what is the alpha? 1 upon 9. Capital D value, what is the initial molar mass of N2O4? N2O4 molecular weight will be 92. Half of the molecular weight is vapor density, so directly I am using the 46 minus equilibrium vapor density to be calculated, divided by small d into what is the n value? 2. 2 minus 1, 1. From this expression, if we solve this one, we will get the vapor density at equilibrium is equal to 41.4. 41.4. This is the first bit. And the second bit, abnormal molar mass. Abnormal molecular weight, nothing but molecular weight at equilibrium is equal to 2 times of the vapor density at equilibrium. Okay, what is the vapor density at equilibrium? That is the 41.4. So 82.8. And the question number third one, percentage of decomposition. Already we know alpha is equal to 1 upon 9, which is 0.11 or 111, which is 11.1%. So this is the calculation of degree of dissociation and vapor density problems. Okay, in this today's class, what we completed, once again just recap. Here we started from where? Relation between vapor density and degree of dissociation. Okay, vapor density definition: density of any gas with respect to the hydrogen gas at the same temperature and pressure. Okay, vapor density equal to molecular weight by 2, or molecular weight is equal to into vapor density, and there is a decomposition reaction. Alpha is equal to molecular weight initial minus molecular weight mixture by n minus 1 into molecular weight of the mixture. N is the number of moles of gaseous products obtained from the 1 mole of the gaseous reactant. M initial, nothing but theoretical mass, that is the mass of initial or calculated. M mixture is the normal. M mixture is the observed molecular weight or experimental molecular weight or abnormal molecular weight, which is in the problem number 4. Okay, molecular weight related to vapor density. So instead of vapor density, alpha is equal to capital D minus small d by small d into n minus 1. Okay, so these are the some problems given. Okay, once again do practice. Okay, do practice, so it will be very easy, but this concept is very important concept in the JW point of view.